News. Thanks for staying with us through the break. Still live in Tel Aviv this hour. Now that formal ties are being established, the Moroccan Ministry of Tourism says they expect a large influx of Jewish visitors from Israel and elsewhere. Now, by order of the King of Morocco, the country is setting out a large budget to renovate and rehabilitate its rich collection of Jewish heritage sites, including hundreds of Jewish cemeteries from the large community that lived there for centuries. Now, for more perspective on the developing situation in Morocco, we're joined by Jackie Kadosh. She's the president of the Moroccan Jewish community of Marrackech. Thanks for being with us here. It's an exciting week, obviously, for everyone in Israel, and certainly I imagine the 3,000 some Jews still living in Morocco, though. I know there's that small community, mostly in Casablanca and Marrakesh. What kind of life and role have you had there as such a small minority, yet a historic minority?
Yeah, as you just said, we are, we still, excuse me, like around 2,000 people here. But most of the people are living in Casablanca. I mean, the other 1,000 is split between all the cities in Morocco, from Tangier to Meknes, Fez, and Marrakesh, and Agadir, wherever. For example, in our city, we are only 150 people. So it's very, very, very few. And it's happened to us when we don't have the visitors. It could become for us to become very difficult to have a minyan even. So just to give you an idea, for the last Hagim of Sukkot or last Passover, we was like less than 20 people in the shul. But whatever, behind all this situation, we for example, for this year specifically, that we didn't receive so many people are coming, Israelis are coming, visiting us, Baruch Hashem, every year. But for this special, terrible year, we was just alone. And that's because we was less than 20 people in the synagogue. But whatever, behind this, we have a real and normal and organized Jewish life in our city, in all the other cities. I mean, from Casablanca to the cities, just a normal life. I mean, in Casablanca, they are more organized with the school, the Jewish school, for the Jewish restaurant, whatever. In Marrakesh, we still have 2 synagogues, and Baruch Hashem, we have all what we need to maintain the Jewish life in our city.
I want to get your thoughts on this, the King's initiative now to revitalize Jewish tourism, to bring it to a new level, really, even immigration, some reports saying here. Did he turn to any of the local community? Did he turn to you to play a role in exactly looking for guidance or what to do, how to ramp up tourism?
Listen, the tourism in Morocco is one of the very high subjects for Morocco, and all the people are coming from all the world, but specifically, let's say, from Israel. From Israel, Baruch Hashem, we had a real and strong tourism since 10 years ago. So we start at about 10,000 a year, and now we are over 60,000 Jewish Israelis coming every year. So, and we think for sure for the coming year we will be, I hope, and I'm almost sure that we will be around 200,000. But whatever, that is for the visitors, for the tourism. It will be very great. You mentioned, if I'm not wrong, you mentioned immigration. That make me skeptic. I mean, I don't understand why we could even think about immigration. You mean that people could come live in Morocco? You know, I don't think so. I don't think that people from Israel will come back to live in Morocco. But perhaps people who, for example, in Europe, where they could have a serious problem. First of all, they have to think about Israel for the immigration, for the Aliyah. But let's say the people who don't want and they want to come to find out a quiet country, a blessed country that we can live in safely, they could come in Morocco and they will be very, very welcome.
And we know that Israelis, Jews around the world are excited to come to Morocco, but are the people of Morocco as excited to host them? We've seen some very visible pushback this week, in particular from some of the Islamist groups in Morocco.
Listen, what I can tell you about the Islamists, I don't know, I don't understand why we have to think from the, I can tell you the truth. the mayor of Marrackech, he is Islamist, okay? And he is so great friend of mine. I mean, not only with me, I mean, with all the Jewish people of our community. And for sure, when we sit again together, we are speaking. We used to speak last 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and from the connection between Israel for all the peace Israel made with the Arab country. And for him, it's no problem. I mean, I don't think that it could be a block. And for the Israelis who want to come, they could come more and more. There will be no problem at all.
Well, definitely a definitive statement there, and I think you should be hosting many of them soon here. Jackie Kadosh in Marrakesh, thanks for joining us.